My name is Lamin Jatta. Today, I want to take you back to a time before there was an independent Gambia. A time when our ancestors faced one of the greatest challenges in our history. A time when ordinary Gambians were forced to make impossible choices. Imagine standing on the banks of the river Gambia more than 100 years ago. The river is flowing peacefully. Farmers are working their fields. Children are playing in village compounds. Elders are gathered beneath the shade of giant trees. Life is moving as it has for generations. Then strangers arrive, not as visitors, not as traders, but as rulers. Thousands of miles away, in London and Paris, European powers began dividing African lands among themselves. The people of Senegambia were never consulted. No village meeting was called. No chief was asked. No community gave permission. Yet borders were drawn, territories were claimed, and a way of life that had existed for centuries suddenly came under threat. In 1891, many Gambians received their first clear warning. When local communities resisted the colonial boundary process, British warships brought their cannons to Kansala. The message was simple. The new order would be imposed by force if necessary. But Gambians did not simply accept it. Among those who stood against colonial expansion was a respected leader named Fodé Kaba Doumbouya. To the colonial authorities, he was a threat. To many local people, he was a defender, a man who believed that Africans should govern their own affairs. Even after being driven from British territory in 1892, he continued to inspire resistance from Medina. Leaders such as Fodi Silla challenged colonial authority and proved that conquest would not come without a struggle. Then came the event that changed everything. The year was 1900. The place was Sankandi. A confrontation occurred that resulted in the deaths of British Commissioner Cecil Sitwell and Captain Frederick Silva. The colonial administration was shocked, and they responded with overwhelming force. On January 11, 1901, British troops marched into Kiang. Their target was Dumbutu. Official military records state that more than 60 people were killed and hundreds were captured. For the colonial government, it was a punitive expedition. For many Gambians, it became a tragedy that would echo through generations. Behind every number was a human being, a father, a mother, a son, a daughter, a family forever changed. Yet perhaps the most difficult part of this story is understanding the choices our ancestors faced. Some chose resistance, others chose negotiation. Others sought ways to protect their communities from further destruction. These were not choices between bravery and fear, they were choices between survival and sacrifice. History often remembers the warriors, but we must also remember the families who endured. The elders who carried their communities through uncertain times. The mothers who rebuilt after loss. And the leaders who made impossible decisions so their people could live another day. In March 1901, the final chapter unfolded. A joint British and French force attacked Medina. Fodé Kaba was killed. One of the last major centers of organized resistance in the region had fallen. The military struggle was largely over, but the spirit of the Gambian people was not. Today, when we look around our nation, we should remember that the freedoms we enjoy did not appear overnight. They were built upon the sacrifices, courage, resilience, and determination of generations who came before us. The people of Kansala, the people of Sankandi, the people of Dumbutu, the people of Medina. Their stories are not merely stories of war. They are stories of dignity, stories of survival, stories of a people who refused to disappear. As Gambians, we owe it to them to remember, because a nation that forgets its history risks losing its understanding of who it truly is. I am Lamin Jatta, and this has been a journey through one of the most important and least discussed chapters of Gambian history. Thank you for watching this journey through Gambian history with What's on Gambia TV. Stay informed, stay alert, and stay Gambian.